Hey, it's Mike Spinelli. It's Drive Central, where you'll find out all the things going on Drive this week. I got Leo Parente with me today.
How are you?
Good. From Shakedown on Fridays and Mondays.
Thank you.
Yes. So happy Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, that's right. It's Valentine's.
So what'd you get Chris Harris?
Chris Harris.
I'm just assuming.
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
Chris
Well, you know,
Harris.
he's such a deity here on Drive.
Certainly is.
I got him a rosary bead full of prayer because, you know, you spell Chris, the T is silent.
Absolutely.
Right? Get it?
And
God, get it?
yes, I get it. Well done. He's a deity. At Drive is where you'll hit us up on Twitter, and people have been doing that, and that's amazing.
You write them, we read them.
We read them, and actually really good ideas. I wanted to go through a couple of those today.
Cool.
So Kel Golden says, perhaps a tutorial on old rally-style Scandinavian flick, heel-toe, double clutch, etc. So sort of basic racing techniques, but with a rally spin,
Yeah, like
so to speak.
drifting for adults. That's what I call rally. So
Drifting
I like
for
this. So, you drifters.
So that's cool. So maybe we'll try that. Also from El Coulter, suspension settings. Suspension settings. How did I say that?
English accent, racing, I get it.
Exactly. And an explanation of what, how, and why in suspension settings. Didn't you guys do that?
Yeah, so here's the gig. We do Shakedown University. Started it last year.
Yeah.
There's 5 or 6 of them out there. The most recent one was January 20th, and the links are there. On the August 19th, 2011, we talked about car setup. I bet you this is covered. And you're going to annotate?
Yes, so click on the screen because we'll have that annotated.
Okay, or go to the January 20th or annotate. Shakedown University may have some of your answers.
And one last thing. Oh, in that Rotary series, probably talking about Star Mazda?
Star Mazda, part of the Road to Indy.
Yeah.
One of those
Open
junior
wheel?
series, open wheel. Kind of replaced Atlantic now. So all the young sperm are finding their way into professional racing through Star Mazda.
Could be an A&E show.
No, it's a drive show.
But we should do it on Drive, exactly. Also, Ian Hemmings says a comparative test of standard car, a well-modified car, and a badly modified car. And that's kind of cool because there are a lot of really badly modified cars out
Yeah, I think Matt Farah on Tuned kind of talked about quality of modifying. That may be something for him to kind of dive into and scare the hell out of himself with that badly modified drive around.
Yeah, cool, Ian. Maybe we'll try that. Maybe Matt will try that.
Yeah, not me. I don't get in bad cars.
No, exactly. And also, Joe Watkins says, I just joined Twitter, and it's all your fault. I hope it's worth it. Great show, by the way. I hope it's worth it, too. But we'll try our best. Cool. What's next is what's on Drive this week. We should better get to it.
Yeah, and even though we're going to talk about Monday, this isn't like TV. We
Yeah.
just want you to know what's going on through the entire week, so we can start with some of the Monday shows, such as...
This week on Tuned, Matt Farah stopped by New Zealand racing legend Steve Millen's Stillen Tuning Shop in California to test out a mean 370Z. Let's see how that went.
We did everything. We did, wheels and tires and suspension, exhaust and engine improvements. We did the supercharger kit. We did body work, and we did everything in that car. And it's a very successful car for us.
The whole point of this car is that it's well-rounded. It can be a daily driver, it can be a canyon car, it can be a track car. It could really be all of them at the same time. And I like it because of the balance, because it doesn't feel overdone. There's no weird squeaks or rattles because things have been gutted and rebuilt so many times. There's no strange noises from the suspension because it's a race car. It's a street car. It's just a really good one.
And that's Tuned on Drive every Monday. And if you haven't seen this week's episode yet, go back and check it out because it comes out on Mondays. This is Tuesday, obviously.
Rod Millen was a Nissan factory driver legend.
Yes.
So him tuning Nissans makes perfect sense.
Exactly. Cool. Also this week on Live and Let Drive, Alex Roy demos the Highway Patrol's favorite weapons. I don't mean, guns, meow. That's such a stupid line. Why did I write that? Anyway, we were talking about laser and radar gear for speeder nabbing. And here's a clip of that.
Know your tools. Don't assume that because you have a radar detector, a laser jammer, a police scanner, better tires, bigger brakes, or a great car, that you are as good as any of the devices. A tool is only as effective as the user's knowledge of it.
We will now demonstrate the correct way to go over the crest, coming up at illegal speeds. Not that we would ever do that. Maher, would you know?
So if anyone should know about avoiding speed traps, it's Alex Roy with his cross-country gig, right?
Exactly, and that's Live and Let Drive every Tuesday on Drive. And back to Chris Harris. Chris puts a BMW M5 up against a Nissan GTR in a top secret showdown. And I say top secret because we actually haven't seen this clip yet.
Ah, well, that makes sense.
Well, let's take a look at it. And that's Chris Harris on Cars every Wednesday, but you already knew that.
Based on the views, you already know that.
Exactly.
And by the way, you people watching Chris Harris, there are 4 other days of the week you can watch us.
Exactly. But Chris is obviously awesome, but you're awesome too, and let's talk about what you guys do on Shakedown. And by guys, I mean just you, because you're the only guy
we have
on
a whole
it.
team of little
Elves?
Oompa Loompas doing Shakedown.
So
What's your point?
we were talking this week about American racing, why American racing in America is awesome, even though a lot of people think it sucks.
So the Monday show
Yes.
is all about American racing and the American racing that has its roots in this country, like NASCAR, like off-road rock climbing racing. We did something that a viewer suggested, like Supercross.
Yeah.
And the essence of it is, do you guys like this type of stuff? Should we cover more? And quite frankly, what does all that American racing say to the outside world?
Right.
Do you offshore non-American people look at American racing with credibility or some doubt or whatever?
Well, because a lot of it seems crude compared to racing in Europe. But then again, Europe has tractor pulls. I mean, it's not like the Dutch don't do tractor pulls.
Yeah, but drag racing and tractor pulls, a lot of those things I fear started here. And the question really, really does become, are we happy being in our own little American bubble of what the roots of our racing are? Or as American Le Mans and other series have done, adopting offshore forms of motorsport and brought it to our country, should we be more global with it?
Right.
I think that to say that NASCAR, for example, is just rednecks driving in a circle, how hard can it be, is obviously missing the point. But does it resonate outside of our shores? Or is it like American football versus international football?
Also, sprint racing, where you're driving these little tiny small wheelbase cars around a dirt track, and they flip into the stands and they do all
World
kinds
of
of
Outlaws
stuff.
and Sprint Cup cars?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, the steering wheel is like a bus. They're all staggered to basically drift through the corners. You ride the dirt berms, very American. The roots of American racing. Does
Right.
it play around the globe or not?
Yeah, but we're going to cover it anyway.
Yeah, so we were pretty much trying to not form an opinion or share ours and just find out what you all think. Already the comments are good. I know it was a Monday show. Want you to go back and look at it if you haven't. And really curious what you think.
Yeah. And that's Drive Central for today. Also, keep hitting us up on Twitter, because we're going to keep talking about the stuff that you hit us up with on Twitter. What do you think of that?
As full of ourselves as you think we are, more and more we're going to pay attention to your thoughts, your comments, and what you want to see, and try to tailor it. But, it's not like we don't have a spine. But together, we'll make a good drive.
Yes, exactly. And that's it for this week at Drive on Twitter.
Cool.
See you next week on Drive Central.